Hello and welcome to the business interview. I'm Markus Karlsson. This week we're bringing you the program from the Paris Auto Show. This year, luxury car brands and car makers are flexing their muscles. They're riding on a wave of strong sales and strong profits. And one of those companies is Jaguar Land Rover, and I'm joined here by Dr. Ralf Speth, the chief executive of that company. Now, Dr. Speth, you have a lot riding on this auto show because you are introducing a new flagship model, the F-Type. Do car executives like yourself get nervous?
Not nervous, but excited. This vehicle is something special for Jaguar Land Rover, and therefore for our company it's a huge step. After 50 years we go back in the sports car segment with this Jaguar, and the drivability of this car is extraordinary. It's very, very strong.
This is a follow-up to the famous E-Type, basically.
Yeah, but the E-Type is very long ago, and this is a car for now and for the future.
All right, we get your excitement. Now, your company is really part of a bigger story here. We're seeing strong growth in the luxury and premium brand segment in the car market. We've seen that for the past few years or so. How long do you think that development could continue? You've seen strong profits yourself. How long do you think that could continue?
Jaguar Land Rover is really solid. Jaguar Land Rover grew by 40% this year, and we think cautiously optimistic that we can continue that trend. We have a very strong product portfolio and a very strong pipeline of very good vehicles. And with this kind of strong products and a very good product substance, I guess we can convince customers to go to Jaguar Land Rover.
But for instance, Daimler, which is a German competitor, of course, the maker of the Mercedes-Benz, they have warned that profits could start coming down at their company. Are you worried that the same thing could happen to you?
No, nobody can really predict the future. There might be always something happening. And we don't know what from an economy point of view will happen in Europe. But if we can see that the economy is going to stabilize, we see strong demand for all our vehicles all around the world, and therefore we are really cautiously optimistic.
Now, in the second quarter of this year, sales were up 34%. It sounds as if you're pretty confident that development will continue.
Yes, we are bullish. And we want to grow despite the crisis.
All right. Now, more and more car makers are going towards the higher end, though, towards luxury. How do you differentiate yourself from the competition?
I guess we have got, and just look there, we have a very, very special offer. These cars are real, the best design, the best British design, combined with British engineering and manufacturing also in Britain. And these cars are quintessentially British. Something very much with a soul, with a driving machine approach, and that will always differentiate Jaguar, but also Land Rover.
You're also launching a new Range Rover here at the Paris Auto Show. What are your hopes for that?
The new Range Rover is an all-aluminium SUV, the first one in the industry. More than 400 kilograms lighter than the old one. Drivability is like a performance car. Fuel consumption is lower, emissions is lower. And this car is also good looking, also designed in the UK, and does have this very special Range Rover DNA, and therefore it will be the benchmark in the SUV sector.
Now, you have launched a plan to start building cars in China. At the same time, that market is growing in importance for you. The expectation is that China is going to be your biggest market in the world eventually. There are fears that you're putting all of your eggs into one basket. What do you say to those fears?
I hope that China will become the biggest market also for Jaguar Land Rover, because it's already the biggest market for the automotive industry at all. There's still a step to go, and we have a nice sporty competition in between the one and the other region. Still today, China is not our top selling region.
But there are fears, of course, that the Chinese economy will slow down. The Chinese economy is far from a recession at this stage, but there are those fears though of a slowdown. What happens if there is a market slowdown in the Chinese market?
Yeah, we talk about very big figures. The Chinese market is the biggest market, and if they come down from 11% or 10% GDP growth now to 8%, it's still a huge growth. And in China, Jaguar Land Rover is only a very, very small automotive company. There's a lot of room for further improvement in China for Jaguar Land Rover, and therefore I'm not concerned at all. And the demand, especially for our products, the design style, is very, very high in China. So I'm really optimistic for China, and I think that the inner strength of China also will manage this weakness.
But even if you see a slow down, if you will, in China, or a little bit of a slowdown, isn't the demand for sports cars and luxury vehicles the first thing to go, so to speak?
No, quite contrary, we are very optimistic for China.
Now, there are quite a few examples of car maker or companies from developing nations buying companies in developed markets. You yourself, Jaguar Land Rover, were taken over by Tata Motors in 2008. Tata bought Jaguar Land Rover from Ford for $2.3 billion. Do you think that Ford did a bad deal?
I don't comment about that. I only can tell you that Mr. Ratan Tata does give Jaguar Land Rover the opportunity to grow, and he supports us very much. Also, Ford has done in previous time a good job, and we have very good relationship with Ford. But now, under the leadership also of Ratan Tata, is something exceptional for the company.
It sounds as if you're saying that Tata Motors at least did a very good deal.
I think so, yeah.
There are quite a few examples, though, as I said, of companies from developing economies taking over companies in developed markets. And some of those purchases, some of those takeovers haven't really gone that well. Why do you think this one has been so successful? What's the recipe, so to speak?
I guess we can't give you a clear recipe and a prescription. But what's really interesting, we have a very, very engaged team on our side, a passionate team about work, and also showing that the UK does have very, very creative engineers and best design. And the combination of giving freedom and entrepreneurial spirit out of India also to the UK helped a lot to give a long-term vision. Tata is a strategic investor and has supported us on our way and supported the growth, and that makes a difference.
So basically, Tata in India, they're quite off-hands when it comes to Jaguar Land Rover's experience and performance in the United Kingdom. Are they an off-hands owner, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They are strategic investors. They really look for the long-term strategies and visions, and they support us, and that's great.
But couldn't that be a downfall, though, if your owner is not interested enough in your company's brand and in your company's future?
No, that's not the case. Mr. Ratan Tata is very, very much interested in cars, in technology, in innovation, and therefore he will be always very, very close to us.
Now, Jaguar and Land Rover, they're seen, you've referred to it yourself, they're seen as quintessentially British brands. Isn't there a fear, or there are concerns that that brand could be watered down by Tata Motors? For instance, Tata Motors itself makes the opposite of a luxury vehicle, the Tata Nano, the world's cheapest car. As I say, isn't there this fear and concern that Tata could water down Jaguar Land Rover's brand?
I don't think at all. I think that's totally out of question for me. Also that Nano, by the way, for me is a very, very interesting car and a very, very interesting package concept with a very special mission behind the car, and that's sensational.
So there is a distinct firewall between
Absolutely.
Jaguar Land Rover and Tata Motors.
So we don't share a path at the moment, if you want to say that in the other way around.
I want to talk a little bit more about the Paris Auto Show. Why is it so important for car makers like yourself to be present at one of these events?
24 months ago, we launched the Evoque here in Paris. And the Evoque now is a world success. Did own more than 120 awards. And now we are back in Paris and launching, as a small company, 2 sensational cars. The F-Type and the all-aluminium Range Rover. And that gives you already the importance of these kind of shows. Media is here, and we can explain and show our concepts, our vision to public, and that's important.
But are you seeing an uptick in sales as a direct result of the Paris Auto Show?
We hope. Yeah. Otherwise we wouldn't do it. It's a huge investment.
All right, so a bright future, it seems like, for Jaguar and Land Rover.
We are optimistic, we are cautiously optimistic. We see what's going all around the world. We are very well aware of it, and we set up a management which is agile and can really handle also maybe upcoming risks.
All right, Dr. Ralf Speth, the Chief Executive of Jaguar Land Rover. Thanks very much indeed for speaking to us.
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to wrap up the program. Thanks for watching. Hans van Kjær, stay with us.